We have nearly 2,000 different pickaxes in Fortnite, but today guys, I'm going to be showing you 36 Fortnite pickaxes you need to own. These are going to be some of the most tried pickaxes we ever see, and some of the best looking pickaxes as well. So make sure you guys watch this entire video and let me know what pickaxe you own in the comments down below. Also make sure to go and check out my brand new channel, More Kyro, in the description down below as well, because we're going to be uploading a bunch of storyline content on that channel. But first up guys, we need to talk about Jack's Cutless and Bane. Now these are some of the best dual wielded pickaxes that we have, and of course some of the newest dual wielded pickaxes that we do have in the game. These were last added with the mini pass that we saw during Chapter 5 Season 3 that introduced all of the Pirates of the Caribbean collab items to the game. This is definitely one of the coolest pickaxes that we had though. I feel like this will take a while before it does feature in the store again. Obviously I would have included this up a lot higher. I feel like this is a pickaxe that you do need to own, but it probably won't be that popular just because a lot more people do prefer the more simplistic pickaxes that we have in Fortnite as opposed to the dual wielded pickaxes, even though these are pretty much going to work with every single skin in your locker. That takes us forward guys, and next up we have Wix Katana. I am a big fan of Wix Katana. I feel like all of the katanas in Fortnite have actually been really good, and Wix Katana is definitely one of the cleanest. The cool thing about this is that you could actually get this for only 500 V-Bucks, which is such a good price considering a lot of the katanas that we had in the game were a lot more expensive at over 1,000 V-Bucks. I still feel like this is really good though. It is probably being quite underrated at the moment just because it has been in the game for a while, and a lot of people do prefer to use the more default styled pickaxes, but I still think this is worth including, so we just had to mention it in this video. It is a collab pickaxe as well, which I feel like are becoming a lot more common in Fortnite, and another really good one is going to be Yennefer's Megascope. I really love this. I think this is one of the more underrated pickaxes we're ever going to see, and honestly this reminds me a lot of the Leviathan axe. We don't really see too many people using the Leviathan axe today because it is so rare, so I feel like Yennefer's Megascope is actually a chance for you guys to use a pickaxe that is quite similar. It doesn't really return to the store that often though, which is probably the downside for this, and the Reaver's Revenge is going to be the same as well. This was actually added with the Boss Obsidian skin that we had last season. This was one of the more interesting skins I think we have ever seen. The Boss Obsidian is definitely one of the cleanest male skins. I thought this would end up becoming one of the more popular ones we had in the game as well, but I feel like not that many people ended up buying it, so it is quite underrated today. This pickaxe is really clean though. We actually did see a few pros like Click starting to use it as well, and I thought this would become a lot more common and popular today, but unfortunately it just hasn't happened. So I feel like if you do want to buy this and be ahead of the curve, because it will eventually become Tryhard, then this is definitely something you need to buy the next time it's in the store. Another pickaxe that will hopefully be added back to the store soon though is going to be the Bad Joke. This is actually going to be added back with the Last Laugh bundle, and hopefully this will only be in a few weeks. I love this bundle a lot. I honestly feel like this is one of the best bundles we have ever seen in Fortnite, and the Bad Joke is such a good pickaxe because not only is this a meme pickaxe, it is also quite tryhard as well. It is going to be perfect for regardless of how you play Fortnite, but obviously because it is in a bundle, it is quite expensive, which just means a lot of you guys will probably prefer to buy something like the Splinter Staff instead. Splinter Staff is definitely one of the best pickaxes that we have. This has also been quite tryhard over the last few seasons as well, and this was first introduced with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collab that we had at the start of Chapter 5. This was such a cool update. I don't think anyone really expected this to actually be added to the game, but I'm so glad that it was. Again though, I just feel like a lot of the collab pickaxes are starting to become a lot more popular, so there are some other pickaxes that are going to be better than this, but this is definitely worth buying the next time it's in the store. Obviously it does have a custom animation, so maybe not everyone is going to love this, but if you don't like this and do want a more simplistic looking pickaxe, then maybe Lucky is the one that you actually want to use instead. This is one of the oldest pickaxes we have ever seen in Fortnite. This was first introduced back during Chapter 1 Season 1, so it is one of the oldest pickaxes that we have in the game, and you can pick this up for only 500 V-Bucks. This is such an OG item. I feel like this has actually started to become a little bit more popular over the last few seasons though, with a lot of people starting to use the more simplistic pickaxes that we do actually have. This is really clean though. It is going to work in with every single skin in your locker as well, which I feel like is probably the best part about it. And another pickaxe that has the same effect is going to be the Necro Swords. Now, these are part of the Marvel series. These actually came to the game with the Loki collab that we had a few seasons ago. This actually came with the header skin, which I think was really sick. This skin definitely wasn't that popular at all. Hardly anyone ended up buying this bundle, but I feel like this was just really well done. The pickaxe is probably the most underrated item from this as well. Usually a lot of Marvel items don't really get that popular. I feel like this season is a little bit of an exception because it is a Marvel battle pass, but these item shop items never really got that popular. The Necro Swords though are really clean. They work with every single skin in your locker as well, which again is the best part about it. Let's move on guys, and next up we have the Giant Nutcracker. The Giant Nutcracker is going to be one of the most interesting and probably weird pickaxes we ever talk about on the channel, let alone in this video. I am a big fan of this though. I feel like the Giant Nutcracker is one of the most unique pickaxes we're ever going to see. This is actually added with a Futurama collab, which is so insane. I cannot believe we actually saw this being added to the game. I mean, Futurama was just one of the most unexpected items of all time, and this definitely won't be working with every single skin in your locker because of the unique design, but honestly I feel like that is what sets this apart from everything else we have actually seen. Let's move forward guys to a more traditional pickaxe in Fortnite, and this is the Candy Axe. This is by far one of the best pickaxes we have ever seen, and is probably unlucky to not be finishing up higher in this video. You can pick this up for 1,500 V-Bucks though, so it is quite expensive. I still feel like this has been one of the best pickaxes of all time though, and it is so OG as well because it was first added back during Chapter 1 Season 1. I feel like Fortnite also missed out on an opportunity here because they could have made this really cool by introducing the Merry Mint as an edit style for this, but obviously just by introducing this on its own and not having any other styles or really adding any other styles to it over the last few years, definitely holding this back from being one of the best pickaxes of all time. It is still really good though. It is going to work with all of your favorite skins, and especially if you are using Winterfest skins, then this is going to be absolutely perfect, but unfortunately not that many people can really justify buying this. The same can be said for the Joker's Revenge as well. This is actually the second pickaxe that was added to the game in the last Laugh bundle, so we did obviously talk about the bad joke earlier, but now we have the Joker's Revenge, which I think is the more tryhard one and probably the better one from this bundle. This is going to suit a lot more people. It is definitely one of the most tryhard ones as well, but again, because you had to pay around $30 in order to get this bundle, it just hasn't really featured in the store that often, and even when it does, not that many people are going to end up buying it. Make sure to let me know though in the comments down below if you do actually own this, but one pickaxe that is going to be a lot more affordable is actually the Skully Scepter. You can actually pick this up for only 500 V-Bucks, and it is basically a remake of the Star Wand as well, which just makes this even better. I feel like, again, similar to what we talked about with the Candy Axe, the Skully Scepter definitely could have been an edit style for the Star Wand, so I don't know why they didn't actually do this. It would have made it a lot better because I feel like we would just see so many more people using it, but unfortunately because that never happened, I just feel like the Star Wand is always going to be the better pickaxe out of the two, and the Skully Scepter is probably forgotten about a little bit. We have seen a lot of pros and streamers using this though over the last few seasons. I feel like Somerset and Clicks have been using this a bunch. They obviously aren't the only two pros in the world using this because it has been such a popular pickaxe, but this is still one of my favorite pickaxes in the game, and definitely a pickaxe that you guys need to own. Another pickaxe that was added to the game around the same time as this though has to be the Vision Pickaxe, and even though this is a little bit older, this again is definitely a pickaxe that you need to buy. This has been so incredible. It is one of the biggest meme pickaxes I think we have ever seen, and one of the most tryhard ones as well. I mean, so many people just love the way this looks because it is so funny. It is definitely a meme pickaxe, and it does just have so much potential to be one of the best pickaxes in the game. Obviously, with some other additional color styles, I feel like it could be a lot better. There are just some limitations to pickaxes not really getting any more additional styles or any changes over the last few years. I just feel like they have sort of let this go from being one of the best pickaxes of all time to one of the more underrated ones. That takes us forward, guys, and next up we have the Eanheart Battle Axe. This again is another collab pickaxe. This is by far one of the more interesting ones that we are ever going to see in Fortnite, and I don't think anything like this will be added back soon. This is probably more similar to the Leviathan axe than Yennefer's Megascope. This again is from a Gaming Legends collab, so it is in the same rarity, and it does have the same sort of Viking design to it. I feel like what is actually really appealing about this though is that it has the default swinging animation of a pickaxe, so it isn't actually like the Leviathan axe, which has a custom animation. A lot of people might prefer the Leviathan axe for the customization, but a lot of people might also prefer the Eanheart Battle Axe because of its simplistic animation, so it is just completely up to you guys. If you do want to use a pickaxe that is a lot smaller though, then the slasher might be the best one for you. This is a 500 V-Buck pickaxe, and this probably will feature in the store over the next few weeks, because this was last seen during Fortnite Mares in 2023, as it is the pickaxe designed for the Michael Myers skin. The slasher is pretty much the smallest pickaxe we have in the game. It also has one of the most simplistic designs as well, and even though I feel like a lot of people have stopped using the Michael Myers skin, I feel like a lot of people are going to be buying the slasher pickaxe this year because it is one of the coolest pickaxes that we have, and just one of the nicest looking ones that I feel like is going to fit in with all of your favorite skins. We obviously have a lot of pickaxes that are a lot more detailed and probably don't work in with as many skins, and the Cold Snap is probably a good example. I mean, this is really only going to work with a few skins because how bright and colorful this actually is. I do like it a lot though. I feel like this is one of the best looking pickaxes that we have. A lot of people started using this once Clicks was using it as well, because Clicks included this with his very own locker bundle, and as you guys know, whenever Clicks is using a pickaxe or a skin, it is always going to end up becoming quite tryhard and popular, and I feel like that is exactly what happened with the Cold Snap. We never really saw too many other pros or streamers using this though, but that takes us forward to a pickaxe that a lot of pros and streamers have been using, and this is the Driver. The Driver is definitely one of the most popular pickaxes we've seen in the history of the game. This was added back during Chapter 1, and he's going to be one of the best pickaxes you guys can actually buy. I feel like the downside for this though is that we just have the one edit style for this. Fortnite did actually introduce a Dauntless Driver to the game a few seasons later, but again, it would have been a lot better if it was just part of the original Driver pickaxe. They have definitely done this a few times with different pickaxes, but still the original Driver is one of the best items you guys are going to be able to buy. The design for it is so good, and it works in with every single skin that is in your locker right now, and every single skin that you will buy in the future. Let's move on though, guys, and next up we have the Weapon X Claws. Now this is definitely one of the more unique items we are ever going to be talking about in this video. These are claw pickaxes, so they definitely won't work in with every single skin in your locker, but I do actually like these a lot, and obviously if you are using Weapon X, then it's going to match in with it perfectly. That is because this is designed for Weapon X. It fits in with the skin so well. These claws are really simplistic though, and if you do want to stand out as much as possible by using unique items, then I feel like this is probably the best way to go. The Weapon X claws though will probably be some of the more underrated pickaxes that we are talking about in this video, just because they are part of the Marvel series. A lot of Marvel items do get overlooked a lot, and obviously since we don't really see too many other people using claw pickaxes, I feel like this is sort of a double negative, because not only are they claws, but they are also Marvel pickaxes as well. That takes us forward, guys, to the number 18 position, and we have Jack Sparrow's sword. This is probably one of the better collab pickaxes that we are talking about in this video, and one of the newest ones as well. Now, the downside to this is that it was added last season with the mini pass that we got in the middle of the season. We are getting a mini pass every single season now, which is definitely one of the coolest things that Fortnite is actually doing, but the downside for this is that obviously you might never be able to get it again. I feel like Jack Sparrow's sword has to be one of the best pickaxes that was available during this mini update though. There were some other really cool items, but this has just been the best one so far, and one of the more popular ones that we are going to see. Since a lot of you guys probably already own this, so let's move on to a pickaxe that is a lot more unique and unrated, and this is the Hot Dogger. The Hot Dogger was actually added back a few seasons ago, all the way back during Chapter 2, and this is by far one of the more unique collab pickaxes we are ever going to see. I actually really like the design of this. Basically, it is a flaming version of the slasher pickaxe. That is sort of how I think about it, and I feel like that is what the design is very similar to. Now, this won't work with everything. You do want to be able to use some of the more brightly colored or even fire skins in your locker to pair this pickaxe with. I feel like those are going to match in with it perfectly and be the best ones for this combo. But instead, guys, we need to move on to a pickaxe that is probably a little bit more unique and not a collab pickaxe, and this is going to be the Spectral Axe. This is a rainbow pickaxe that has been in Fortnite for a really long time. It has never really been that popular or tryhard in the past, but I've been using it a bunch, and I feel like a lot of pros and streamers are starting to realize how good this is as well. The design for this probably won't work in with every single skin, and instead just fit in with a few different skins that you guys probably didn't even think about. I feel like the highly customizable skins are going to work in best with this, so skins like Glitch, Caper, the superhero skins, the Adidas skins, Hannah, and so much more are going to be perfect for it, and those are sort of the types of skins that I think about using when I am using the Spectral Axe. Obviously, this does limit it though, because it isn't going to work in with everything, but the trusty number 2 is pretty much going to work in with every single skin in your locker. Now, obviously, this might never be added back to the game, which is definitely definitely holding it back, but I'm hoping a lot of you guys do already own this pickaxe. It was added back during Chapter 1, Season 3, so it is definitely one of the rarest and most exclusive items in this video, and one of the most OG ones as well, but definitely one of the most loved pickaxes we have ever seen in Fortnite. What is so cool about this is that this was sort of like the first ever collab pickaxe that we had without it actually being part of a collab. I mean, collabs weren't really a thing in Fortnite when this got added, so I feel like that is really what makes this so sick, and I feel like I am very lucky to actually have this in my locker. Let's move on, guys, to the number 14 position, and we have the Dark Place Lamp. Now, the Dark Place Lamp is going to be one of the smallest pickaxes that we do actually see, but I feel like it is one of the more unique ones, and we just had to include it in this video. Now, I do really like all of the small pickaxes that we have in the game, just because they are so unique and do make the skin the best part about the combo, and sort of put more focus on that as opposed to the pickaxes, so I really like it from that point of view, and I do feel like the Dark Place Lamp has so much potential in Fortnite to be one of the best pickaxes that we have. This just hasn't really featured in the store that often. It also does glow more the more times you actually swing it, which makes it even better, so if you guys are a fan of this, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. That takes us forward, guys, to the number 13 position, and we are going with the Cake Clobberer. This is going to be one of the best pickaxes moving forward, and probably the best part about it is that this is free. If you guys do want a budget pickaxe, then this is probably the best one in this video. Obviously, we are getting pickaxes to celebrate the anniversary of Fortnite every single year, and now that we are in the 7th year of Fortnite, this is the pickaxe that they have designed. I really like the galaxy effect. This probably won't be as tryhard as some of the other pickaxes we are talking about later on in this video, but I just feel like this has been so popular at the moment, again, because it is free, and pretty much everyone should be able to unlock this. That takes us forward, guys, to the Star Wand, and even though we are including the Star Wand in this video, I mean, it probably could be finishing inside the top 10. The Star Wand is just so iconic. I mean, this is just one of the most iconic Fortnite pickaxes we are ever going to see, and it has definitely started to drop off a little bit just because it has been so popular and tryhard for such a long time. I don't really know what it is about the Star Wand that makes it so tryhard. I mean, the design is pretty simplistic, and we have some pickaxes with similar designs. It's not like the colors are overly unique either, but for whatever reason, we have just seen so many people using this in the past. I'm definitely a big fan of this though. I feel like Fortnite could add a bunch more edit styles for this to improve it a bunch, so hopefully that does end up happening. But for right now, I'm sure a lot of you guys already own this pickaxe, so we don't need to talk about it too much, and instead we should be talking about the Brilliant Cutters. Now, these were actually added to the game this season. They are part of the Battle Pass, and you can pick these up with the Emma Frost skin, which is really cool. I've been a big fan of the Emma Frost skin. I think it is pretty much the best skin from this Battle Pass, apart from maybe Doom, so obviously the pickaxes are really cool as well. I think the design for it is really sick. They managed to turn dual wielding pickaxes into some of the coolest ones that we have in the game, which is really exciting to see, and hopefully as the season progresses, more people do start using them as they unlock these pickaxes. If you guys don't really want to grind out challenges too much though, you could always use something like Yodas Cane. In my opinion, this is the best Star Wars pickaxe that we do actually have. Yodas Cane has been used by a bunch of pros and streamers already, and I just feel like this has been so good in the past that it just means this will only be better in the future. I do think this is going to be the best Star Wars pickaxe regardless of what Star Wars does add to the game in the future, apart from maybe the lightsaber pickaxes, but I just don't think lightsaber pickaxes are ever going to be added to the game because we've had 5 chapters of Fortnite and they still haven't had lightsaber pickaxes. I do like this a lot though. I feel like Yodas Cane works in with so many different skins in your locker, but we may as well talk about another collab pickaxe that is definitely one of the best, and this is Widow's Bite. Widow's Bite was actually one of the rarest pickaxes we had ever seen in Fortnite as well, up until a few seasons ago when Fortnite finally decided to add this back to the game. I'm so excited that they did add this back though. I was waiting for this for such a long time, and I'm so glad that this has finally been reappearing in the store with all of the other Marvel items. It is probably the best Marvel pickaxe that we have in the game as well. I feel like some of the Marvel pickaxes never really ended up being that popular or tryhard, but they did an amazing job with Widow's Bite, and it does fit in with pretty much every single skin in the game as well. Another pickaxe that does have a very similar color theme to it though is going to be Catwoman's Grappling Claw. This is one of the more interesting pickaxes that we have in the game. When this first got added, I really thought it was going to be one of the most popular and tryhard pickaxes that we ever saw in Fortnite, but unfortunately not that many people ended up buying it up until a few seasons ago where we saw a lot of pros and streamers using it. I feel like with Catwoman actually becoming one of the better skins in the game. A lot of people were looking for a pickaxe that was going to fit in with this, and what better to pair with Catwoman, the Catwoman's Grappling Claw. I mean, it just makes so much sense. This pickaxe is definitely one of the best in the game though, and hopefully if you guys don't already own it, you will be able to buy it hopefully in only a few weeks time. If you guys don't really care too much about the collab pickaxes though, then maybe the studded axe is going to be a better option for you. This does set you back 800 V-Bucks, so it isn't really too expensive, but it is one of the cleanest looking pickaxes in the game. This is actually widely regarded as the most tryhard pickaxe we have as well, and grants a competitive advantage because it makes almost no sound. I mean, this is quieter than every other pickaxe that we have, which is honestly so insane. I cannot believe this is even a thing, and even if it was, I feel like Fortnite would have fixed it by now, but a lot of people still believe this actually helps you in every single game of Fortnite. That is always why we see so many pros and streamers using it, but we do also see a lot of pros and streamers using the Vault Guardian. This has a very similar design theme, it has a very similar color theme to it as well, and for whatever reason, the crowbars in Fortnite always end up being some of the best. Now, you could always swap this out for the gold crow or the original crowbar, but in my opinion, I just feel like the Vault Guardian is the best. You could also pick this up for 500 V-Bucks, but if you guys grinded out the game, you might have even been able to get this for free. It is such an amazing pickaxe, and for only 500 V-Bucks is definitely worth buying. I feel like though my most used pickaxe in the history of Fortnite has to be the Harley Hitter. This does set you back 800 V-Bucks, so it is a little bit more expensive than the Vault Guardian, but this is by far the best DC pickaxe that we have actually seen. I'm a big fan of this. I cannot believe this didn't get a second edit style when we had Rebirth Harley Quinn added to Fortnite. I feel like that is definitely one of the mistakes with this, but it is still such a good pickaxe that deserves to be a lot more popular today. If you don't really want to spend this much on an item though, you could always buy the Icebreaker instead. This is a 500 V-Buck pickaxe in Fortnite, so it is even cheaper and is going to work in with every single item that you have ever owned in Fortnite. That is by far the best part about it. It works in with so many different skins, and the fact that this has been in the game since Chapter 1 Season 1 is honestly just insane. I'm really surprised we haven't had a different color variant or a different style for this added. That is definitely holding it back, but it is still a pickaxe I'm sure you guys already own. But let's move on to the Moon Flame. The Moon Flame is actually one of the newest items that has been added to Fortnite, and this was with the Rubius skin. This is the latest addition to the Icon series. Usually Icon series items don't really stay that popular or try hard for that long, so we are only including it because it is brand new to Fortnite, and I'm sure in a few weeks time a lot of people will stop using this. This basically is a katana though that has a flaming addition to it. I think this is really cool. It just looks so sick, and it's going to be really popular because Rubius is definitely one of the most popular creators in the world today. The design for this is so sick though, but I feel like the Leviathan axe is still a better pickaxe that you guys need to own. I mean, this has been really tryhard for such a long time. The design is so good. It has a custom animation, it is reactive as well, and it is a single-handed pickaxe, which just makes it even better. It does have a weird price of 1,000 V-Bucks, so it is a little bit more unique than some of the other pickaxes in this video, and it has also really only featured in the store once, which is holding it back a lot. If this ever does get added back to the game, it is going to become pretty much the most popular pickaxe almost overnight, which is so crazy. But the most popular and best pickaxe that you guys have to buy today is the Axe of Champions 2.0. I cannot believe they added this to Fortnite. I mean, this is just the most iconic pickaxe of all time. It is so tryhard, and now that it is finally here, it does not disappoint. I'm so glad Fortnite decided to add this to the store. It has been so popular already, and I just feel like this is only going to get better in the future. Hopefully you guys did end up buying it, because we have no idea how often this is going to feature in the store. But if you guys don't already have it, then I'm sure you wish you did end up buying it a few weeks ago. We also might see some other items added to the game, like the original Axe of Champions, or even the Axe of Champions 3.0 when that does finally get introduced. But there you guys go, that is my video talking about 36 Fortnite pickaxes you need to own. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll see you all next time.